All the music in the concert on the 9th of April is written, with the exception of the D minor violin concerto, Baroque double violin concerto. It's written in London for a London audience, so it's quite a London programme. There's the Handel Opus 6 No. 10, which he wrote the Opus 6 collection on Brook Street, and he was really at the height of his powers at that stage, writing completely masterfully for string ensemble with standout soloists. That's a very dramatic opener to the concert, and then we have a suite from Purcell Fairy Queen, and it's a suite which I put together myself. Actually, I'm quite proud of that. We'd done this programme last season. We did it in Beverley and Kings Lynn, and Fairy Queen. There are such riches there to be explored, and we're very lucky to have soprano Julia Dall with us, who's really special artist. She's kind of devastating, and she just delivers it very simply and beautifully. So she's singing some of the kind of big numbers from Fairy Queen, and in between we do some of the dances which have a special edge mixed with melancholy with them. They're really extraordinary pieces. After the interval, we're doing the Baroque double violin concerto, which is one of the greatest pieces I think I've ever encountered. I mean, it's even just looking at the first page of the score there, just how he works that first theme is completely mesmerising. And you're playing the opening tutti and you think, well, that's almost enough. Thanks very much. And then obviously it goes on to that very famous slow movement, and I'm really thrilled to be playing that with Alison Berry, one of my co-leaders. I've admired her from afar for many years before I started in working professionally, and then she was leading EBS when I first started about 10 years ago now. So that's when I first worked with her, and now to be playing a Baroque double with her is really an honour and very, very enjoyable. And then there's some Handel arias written. There's a selection from 3 arias which Julia sings very beautifully, finishing with Da Tempesta, which is an absolute knockout showstopper. So it's appropriate that we put that one at the end. And all those arias are written for the London stage as well. Handel, obviously, he knew what was required and he knew how to deliver it as well. These are really knockout numbers. Talking about Baroque contrast, the main contrast in the programme comes immediately after the Handel Opus 6 No. 10, when we're going to play a suite from the Fairy Queen. Fairy Queen written 50 years before that, the Handel Opus 6, and you really feel the difference immediately between those two different worlds. The Purcell has a very specific texture to it somehow. There's no 16-foot, no lower register, so that the range, the scope of the string writing is rather more dense. The violins don't go particularly high because they weren't shifting around very much at that time. So it's all within quite a small scope, but the kind of emotional depth and the rhythmic energy that comes from within those comparatively small forces and that small range is really, really remarkable. It was written in very turbulent times compared with the relative stability of Handel's day, with kings and queens swapping all the time. People didn't know where to put their allegiances, and there was civil war basically in Purcell's London. And there's a real dark, edgy melancholy to it, which I find incredibly seductive actually, and quite killing at times. There's also the kind of fusion of Italian style, French style, all of it coming into London with what was described at the time as a somewhat clogged English vein. I like the cloggedness of it. The Handel, by comparison, I think you can hear this, by contrast, it's rather more magnificent, it's very grand, it's noble, and it's got a kind of it's masterful in a way that borders on smug, I think, sometimes. But absolutely wonderful music. So that's about it really, and I'm just going to get on my boat.